Hey beautiful people. Sometimes things don't go our way, and I have to confess that's been me for the last few days, and I wanted to share about that because I don't want to appear always like I've got it all together, and so I want to let you in on my own journey when things don't go right, for me as well. And then share what it is that I know or have learned or use in those moments so that it might be useful for you. The last few days I have really felt quite insecure, wobbly, tearful. Yeah, and part of that is that in my life I'm always upping my game, and that's just because that's how I choose to live life. I want my life to be an adventure. I want to feel like I lived everything I could, that I've been everything that I can be in life, and so I'm always kind of like riding that edge. And just recently I've had a couple of really major disappointments where for whatever reason people have let me down, and when I say that, what I mean is the things that I anticipated that would happen to support me in the process of what I'm doing didn't happen, and so I've been left feeling like I haven't achieved what I set out to achieve. I talk about this in my book, you know, it's like it's in the moments when things don't go the way we want them to go or the way we anticipated they would go that we're confronted with these old patterning and old stories. Really everything that we feel is kind of like a fiction because it's according to the gospel of our own inner voice, right? So whatever your inner voice is doing, whether you're directing it or you're not directing it, so if you're not directing it, it's like old stories getting repeated. If you are directing it, then you're creating new stories that are more positive. But either way, it's a fiction. And we are in charge of writing that fiction. So I've got about 5 points about what to do when you're confronted with your feelings of inadequacy, when you feel insecure, when you feel tearful and not good enough. The first thing is really own that that's how you feel. In an incredibly tender way. Be tender with yourself. Just cry if you need to cry, feel into what it is, you know, even though it's a story, it's your story right now. So feel that. It's a really good idea to confess to your intimate or the people around you how you're feeling, because otherwise your tendency is going to be to either withdraw or attack. Now mine is more to withdraw, so I'll tend to just go very quiet and be inside myself or like remove myself physically, but other people are more have the tendency to attack, and so they're going to be a bit snappy, a bit ratty with the people around them. So rather than being like that, it's better to just say, you know what, I'm having a wee breakdown, or I'm in a crisis, or I just don't feel good right now, and whatever degree of honesty you want to go into with them. They don't need to know the whole story, or you can share the whole story. The second thing is do something really loving for yourself. So take a bath, go for a walk, have a sleep. You know, sleep is the most amazing reset. Abraham Hicks talks about that, how just by kind of like opting out for a little while, you give yourself an opportunity to wake up, and your subconscious has shifted you along. So I've found sleep an incredibly useful tool over the years, especially when I'm right up against it. Now, ideally you're not going to stay in bed for 24 hours. Might take 24 hours. Hopefully it's like half an hour of sleep and you wake up, or a few hours, whatever. The thing is right now is to be incredibly tender. We have to be tender with ourselves. The next thing is we need to remember our dreams. So remind yourself what it is you're really up to in life. What are you striving for? Even if it feels like in that moment it's far off and you don't know how you're going to get there. Just remember who you are in your true self and what your real dreams are in life. And then get a pen and paper and write down 3 things that you can do to remedy the situation that you're in. There are going to be 3 things that you can do. So write them down and then take action on them. Do those 3 things. 3 things that are either big or small or medium. Just do them. It will shift your energy remarkably when you do that. It'll bring you back into a space of empowerment. And usually when, for me, when I get down, it's when something that feels like it's outside myself has shifted or changed, and so I'm not getting, oh, a little squirrel, hello baby. It feels like I'm dependent on someone else, so come back into, okay, so what can I do to shift this now? Who else do I need to bring into the play, or what else do I need to do and initiate myself? So that's a really helpful thing to do, and you take the action, it moves the energy. The last thing I would say is find that space in yourself where you are the most loving, kind, best friend, mother, auntie, angel, father to yourself. And even though you're taking action and you're addressing what's going on, you are going to be so tender and so sweet and so loving with yourself as you do that. And you're just going to cradle yourself through that time until it is far away in the past. That's what I'm sharing today. I'm doing it myself right now, and it feels really lovely. It feels true and real and soft and vulnerable, and that's our life. That is what life is. Many colours, the light, the dark, the soft, the hard, the challenge, the inspired brilliance. So go forth, be beautiful and phenomenal, and I'll see you again soon.